for this game number 2. Again, Evos Holy continuing to show us that they have this solution planned out from the very beginning, right? Even the drafting wise, they were basically very active in the way they draft instead of just constantly responding to what Homebois have.
Honestly, I'm disappointed in myself for not reading that glue pick. There's a Phobius right there. They not only banned the Faramis, but they picked the Vexana so that Homebois couldn't grab it blind. Like, it speaks glue all over the place. Like, man, the fact that Homebois didn't read it must be kind of disappointing to them as well. Like, this is actually such a good final pick hero.
It's also one of the few. It's the advantage of red side, but something that you don't actively think about much, right? Like sometimes it just slips your mind. Although I would say that they force out the flicker from Deposit. That's again good for Homebois. They've done it in game 1 where they start forcing out early battle spells, but we are seeing Reggie. He's just walking around the map. And for Go just to keep up, like that is a luxury provided. But when it comes to fighting, you just stand no chance.
Yeah, just straight up, like Gojas can't even win lane against Reggie. In the previous game, Gojas was straight up winning lane, unlocking himself, joining team fights very early on. This game will be the complete opposite, right? This glue is gonna be able to match him and even overpower him in a lot of different situations. Looking at the emblems, I'm not seeing anything too out of the ordinary. Looks like Erlan is sticking with that Impure Rage. Why not? Worked very well for him previously. Homebois, I already feel like doesn't have the best synergy to play around either. I personally don't actually like Khalid roam all that much. Like unless you're gonna be able to invade and instantly mess with the jungle at level 1. Yeah.
See the flicker from Gojas to isolate Reggie, who is in the split. Planning can expire, so he uses his own flicker. Meanwhile, on the other end, Escalera is going to be terrified. First blood going over to Deposit. As, of course, Reggie, he is still extremely healthy. Gojas wants to chase for Albert, doesn't find it. Aimar will get the turtle, but Gojas might have to surrender himself. Jumps over Deposit with the Infernal Pursuit. The shield is sufficient. Reggie finally goes down to Aimar, and Izanami hits the backline with his Shadow Strike. The dash is enough, has the stolen kick, but Ivan flickers over to get rid of Aimar. So it's 3-4-2 in favor of Evos Holy, but turtle for Homebois.
Personally, if you ask me, if I was Gojas in that situation, I would be kind of disappointed that my team didn't get at least one more kill there. Gojas survived so long! 1v3 there. And unfortunately, Aimar just didn't quite have the cooldowns needed to finish off Albert. Otherwise, that would have actually been very worth it, since they did actually get the turtle as well. Gojas showing us that he's making good use of the tips that Cram has been sharing to him, but the rest of Homeboy still having some difficulty. And in that previous engagement, I think my reasonings for not liking Khalid very much are being shown. I just really don't think that he contributes much to the game outside of the first 2 levels.
Yeah. So what's that, and also, unless you land these big sets, it does feel like you are always just hovering around. I'll say Gojas, because of that early fight, he cashed in 2 assists, right? He's now a level ahead of Reggie, and he just straight up, he just beat Reggie in lane. He forced a recall from the glue, which you don't see normally.
I have so much praise for Gojas right now, but Ivan in some trouble.
It's gonna be pulled back again, slammed down by Gojas, who picks up the kill. I mean, Gojas is single-handedly defying that lane matchup with this Phobius.
Yeah, that is exactly what is happening. I'd even go as far as he's kind of solo carrying the early game a little bit for the Homebois right now. I'm actually very impressed because this glue should be winning against him under any other circumstance. So that actually gives Homebois a little bit of breathing room, right? If they're able to continue setting up for turtles, providing vision over on the enemy side of the map, the same way that Homebois doesn't have a lot of early bursts, Evos doesn't actually have it either. So they're pretty well matched in that regard.
And Ivan, he's gonna get terrified, and again, Gojas just slams down on him as Aimar secures the second turtle of the game. Escalera with the Raging Sandstorm trying to look for Albert, misses the target. The Ogi Shadow Kill takes him down. Erlan finally joins the fight. Albert gets taken out by Aimar, and Gojas now finally isolated, just get knocked up to oblivion. Erlan walks all the way for the kill.
I'm kind of did Erlan shove the wave out? I'm gonna need to check the VOD again to see exactly why Erlan reached the fight so much sooner than Soul. I'm just gonna assume that Soul had to deal with a wave being pushed up. This Granger genuinely is a power pick for Evos Holy right now, it seems, because Erlan went like no deaths in game 1 as well. Now he's already racking up kills quite early. I think he already has the Sky Piercer, if I didn't see incorrectly. Yeah, okay, I didn't see incorrectly. Thank you to the people that brought that up for me. Homeboys started the fight pretty well, but it's still messy if they're not able to split up Evos initially.
Really putting a lot of weight on Gojas' back. This it opens up space for Ama to kind of access the back line, but again, there are limitations, right? When it comes to these long drawn out fights, obviously you are looking at Reggie and Erlan to be able to kind of dish out a lot more damage while abilities are on cooldown for the Homeboys.
Yeah, I still don't really like Kalidro. I know a lot of people are going to say, but Kalidro is so good. But Escalera now is dead, so you know.
Yeah, it further proves your point, for sure. Now the third turtle is coming up. No way Homeboys are getting that one.
Like Cho offers you so much vision, so much map. You need a hero that's able to match that. Even if you're not able to match mobility, you want to match utility. I don't think Khalid really does that. If they wanted to, hold on.
Yeah, another fight breaks out. Goja is getting stuck on by Reggie. This time, Reggie Sandstorm only hitting onto one is on the Reggie, who really doesn't care. But Depozet's gonna get run down as Albert takes the turtle away. Ivan will also fall. The 2 for nil trade so far. Reggie getting chased down by So as Galera wants the kill, ends up going too far forward and falling to Evos Holy.
All things considered, that actually wasn't too bad for the Homeboys. Now that Soul was it happened near the gold lane, Soul was able to join the fight right from the beginning, was actually able to chase down Deficit, who was left in a bit of an awkward spot right in between the enemy team. And yeah, that really is the difference that Homeboys needed. They need that burst damage. Soul doesn't quite have his power spike yet. I highly doubt he has Holy Crystal at this point, but it's still enough. Just that extra little bit of burst alongside Amal to supplement everything else. I don't know why Escalera is trying to go back in to prolong the fight when it doesn't really seem like his team is ready to follow him up. He doesn't need to be dying later on, but it's still fine because at this point, he's not worth too much, so he can really just jump at Evos.
He is getting shredded by Erlan too. Okay, the quicksand guard is sort of like the insurance policy, although they will find a flicker kick from Izanami, and Ivan still survives. That is the worst case scenario. They find Albert though, he goes into shadow kill in time, double kill for the Hayabusa. A massive disaster in the bot lane for Homeboys.
Yeah, if you've ever heard of Murphy's Law, that's exactly what happened for the Homeboys there. Everything that could go wrong will go wrong. Izanami flicker kicking Ivan is huge. Like, these are the things that make us fan of Izanami for a long time here in MPL Malaysia, but they just